Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now this is going to be hopefully the finishing part of the Hanna Karlzon Atlantis page that I started. The other two parts are already up on my channel if you are interested. Now I'm using Prismacolors today. I've just got the skin to do, Hajura, and then the flowers as well and the hair. So that's why I'm hoping that I should be able to get this all done. Now, I've been quite enjoying not actually doing normal skin tone colours, so I'm going with the navy blue. Yeah, navy blue. I was going to say a hint of purple and take the cardigan off. We're hot and cold. As well as recovering from surgery, I've got a major cold. Comes in threes. Anyway, so I think for the purple shade, I'll go with a violet. Excuse me. And then we've got violet blue, so I might not use that violet, we'll see. This one looks like a good one. Cobalt blue hue. And then for the lightest one, I'm just looking at what I've got for the base. I do quite like the look of this, and I might go one lighter. Non-photo blue. And then cloud blue. So let me just quickly sharpen these. I absolutely love this sharpener, although I can't use it at night. Try and benefit as much as I can in the daytime using it. So much quicker than the crank one that I was previously using. I was going to pull out my white, but I do prefer my Derwent Drawing Chinese white. I prefer this over any white pencil that I've tried before. So let's start off with the violet blue and a nice roll of her. What do you think of this background? Please let me know in the comments. Is it too much? It's just nice and soft and it's not as cold as leaning directly on the desk. But if it's a bit off-putting, I will move it for videos. So this obviously isn't a realistic skin tone, so I'm not gonna try and make it uber realistic. I just want to get that colour down and have some fun with this today, to be honest. Let's give her a really, really chiselled chin. I'm just using a light pressure here just for this first layer, see how I feel. And I think I'm going to go over the top with that violet shade as well, and I'll use this as like almost a contour for her eyes. So you'd have shading underneath the hair as well. A little bit underneath the nose. I'll bring it up the side of the nose as well. Underneath the lip. So we're working sections. I'll do the face first. Just try and get this as smooth as possible. Now if I remember rightly, I did use watercolour, didn't I? It's been a couple of weeks since I've done this page. So I'll go in with the violet. Just start deepening this up a little bit. I can hear birds outside. That's the start of spring, when technically it's not. But I can hear birds, which is amazing. So I'm basically going over everything that I've just put down, but I don't want to pull that colour. Excuse me, I don't want to pull that colour as far out. Same like with underneath the lip. Just deepen it up ever so slightly. So that's the darkest shades. That doesn't mean that I'm finished with them pencils. I'll probably come back and maybe do another layer or two. But cobalt blue hue, start putting this over the top. I want to pull this colour out a little bit further than the two previous colours. I don't want to completely go over them because I want that purple purple hue to still pop through. And I might as well, if I can get away with it, have some of that underpainting that I've done show through, otherwise there's literally no point of me doing it in the first place. So I'll try and leave a little bit of that. So the non-photo blue. You know what, I've never noticed the name of that colour before, and I was using this last night. Huh. Same thing, I'm pulling it out even further this time. Whenever I'm colouring faces, I just try and remember the things that I do for makeup. Like the places that I'd contour, the places that I'd put a little bit of highlight, and where I want the most smoothest to look. That's the real high I go by. And believe me, my makeup is not perfect by any means. So cloud blue, I'm not 100% sure about this. I'll start off like a little bit on the nose, see if it shows up. See, I don't think it is going to do it all that well. I'll pop a little bit down and then go in with the Chinese white. Just for a little bit of highlight. The camera probably won't even pick that up, but it is there. And then same with the lid. See, that's showing up a bit better. So this is definitely the lazy way of doing skin tones, because we've already done that base layer. I am using the Prismacolor blender. I said I was using that colour last night, so there is a bit of blue left over. So if I just rub it on here, that shows, yeah, get rid of it. So I'll give it a tiny bit of a sharp. Don't want this really sharp. Even that now is too sharp, it's going to break. I know it is. So the way that I use this is just tiny circular motions. You don't want to be doing this because the pigment will go absolutely everywhere. You want to try and keep it in the area that you're working on. So I'm just working on the side of the nose. I wouldn't want to pull the colour down here because then I'll mess all this area up underneath the nose. I think the lips will do like a green hue colour, because I imagine she's a mermaid. Or maybe a red. Maybe a red would really stand out. I'll have a think about that. So starting off at the area where there's no pigment, and then tiny circular motions, turning the pencil around. Now I will say with this blender, when I was using it last night, I was using it on quite a large area and my arm was hurting. So I don't recommend these for really big areas. Something like this, something small, it's not too bad. The same thing. Circular motions just to blend that colour out. This does work better the more pencil you've put down, more layers. And you do really have to use quite a firm pressure to get it to work well. I have used quite a few different blender pencils. The Derwent one is probably one of my favourites. I like this one. I've tried the Splendor blender one. I wasn't too keen on that one. Caran d'Ache full blender I don't like, but the blender that's got the wooden casing, I like that one. Can't remember what that's called. But that's basically like the skin tone on the face done. Really easy. So I might as well do, I just want to do the lips red. Yeah, let's just do it. We'll go with, I think this is Carmine red. So PC 926. It's really small, that's why I'm guessing, because I can only see half the name. So we'll do a nice layer of that. Now unfortunately it's not completely outlined, so I'm going to have to add my own. Just want to get plenty of pigment down there because I only want to use one more colour. Oh shit, I've given up really big lips on no. I think that it was this crimson something, PC925, just to deepen it up. What I might do now to bring some more of the red in, that's what I'm going to do. These bubbles, I'm going to make them all red, just so there's not just a red lip on the page. And just like that. So I'll work on the neck and the rest of the body just off camera because I'm sure you don't want to hear me sniffling and coughing, and then I will come back when I am doing the flowers. Now all the skin is done. Now because I did that red lip, I'm still going to do like a glittery watercolour paint for the bubbles. But I've decided to do the flowers in red as well. Now I'm just looking through my watercolour paints and I found all these little dot cards. Now I couldn't tell you, they're all from different places, so unfortunately I can't say where they're all from, but I did see a red one and I think that would be perfect. There it is. Central, I think that is. It's like a glittery red, so I'll keep that out because I think that will be perfect. I'm just wondering if I could use any more of these. Maybe just the red will be enough. I think it might be Archie's watercolour paints. For some reason I've got that in my head, that name, Archie's watercolour paint, which would have been on Etsy. It's been a while since I've bought any new watercolours, so I'm thinking that's where it's from, so I'll keep that out. But for the flowers I've pulled out Permanent Red, Scarlet Lake, Crimson Lake and Black. I think Crimson Lake is the one that we're using a really sharp pencil, so I just got a spur and sharpen that up. And I think I've got a lovely split through this one, so I'm going to have to be careful. So this is the Permanent Red. I just want to go over the whole. I'm not bothered about covering up the background really. I need to cover up that background, that solid colour of blue. Because I've changed my mind now and wanted these red. Luckily I did, you know, it was a thin wash of watercolour in the centre. So I'll do a few of these. Show you how I'm going to do them. I pulled out the black, but I'm not 100% sure whether I'm going to use it because that the Crimson Light might be dark enough. So with the Scarlet Lake, I work from the very centre, sort of like when you're doing hair or feathers. See, I was thinking these were flowers, but maybe they're not. And I want to keep the very edge the lightest. And I might even use a bit of that Chinese white for the very edge. I don't know if I've got, I might even have a red gel pen, you know, for the very centre. I'm pretty sure I have actually. Oh no, that's pink. Yeah, I've got a metallic red. Yeah, I've got a metallic red in it. That's classed as pink, isn't it? Yeah, that's too pink, so that's not right. That might be okay. See my little swatches? Yeah, I think I'll use that for the very centre. So in with the, what was it, Crimson Lake. Do it quite dark on the very inner bit. Just pull that colour out. Let's add a little bit more of the Scarlet Lake. Just leave a little bit of that lightest area poking through. I am going to use the black, just a little bit. Sort of just outlining that centre. And then with the white, I'm not gonna use this to fully blend the whole thing because it'll dull down the reds that I've just put down. I do want to use it just for this lightest area. You know what might be a better idea instead of this? Using like a turquoise or like a green. I've got a blue and a green there, so let's just test these. So the blues would work. The turquoise would work as well. I think I'll use the turquoise shade. So what was this one again? Scarlet Lake. Then the Crimson Lake, yeah. I've just realised I've missed a portion of her hair there. So I'll have to remember to do that. And then just the black. And then the Derwent drawing pencil in Chinese white just for them edges. Let's try this turquoise. That's not too bad. It's not a really bright turquoise, so I think I'll get away with that. So we want the same thing again. Which one was this one? The permanent red. So all over. I can't believe I've missed that hair there. And then the Scarlet Lake, and then the other one's Crimson Lake. The benefit of using that white, a Chinese white pencil, is these edges don't have to be perfect. You can be a little bit messy, I suppose. Let's deepen that up a little bit. I'm really looking forward to seeing this one finished, considering it's been a whip now for 3 weeks, I think. 2-3 weeks. It's been a little while. And then the black. just on the very inside. I'm sort of actually going just outlining what Hannah's already put in. Just like that. Chinese white. I didn't add a little bit of black there, just so it matches the top one. And just go around them edges. And with my gel pen, what's it actually say this? Has it got pink hue to it? Turquoise green and metallic red and green. It's something different, isn't it? So I'll do the same thing. I'll finish these off on off camera. Get that hair filled in. And then we'll move on to the next step. I'm going to call that a hair piece because I don't know what it is. But I really like how that turned out. I've actually just used the same colours just to colour in this part of the jewellery as well. But I think that's turned out really, really nice. I've pulled out a grey, a 70% cool grey to get this filled in, as well as the jewellery. And possibly, you know, the lines between like the pearls. Oh, I should have done that as well in red. Or I might do it grey actually, so it's a little bit different. So I just want to get these filled in. I'm just using two colours, and then I'll use the blender, which I didn't pull out actually, just to blend these out. Might use a bit of white as well actually. And then I've actually found a really nice Posca pen that I really like. It was just a spur of the minute purchase, and it's a 0.7, so it's tiny, tiny, tiny. So I'll do these lines in between. I've had trouble in the past with Posca pens, so I'm really happy that that performs how I think it should. I'll do these areas as well. So I don't want these standing out really. And the red was definitely a good choice. And then that, I'm going to use the blue gel pen just for the little jewel. So let's add some black, just to deepen some of these up. Should do. I don't want to go crazy with these. Like I said, I don't want them standing out. I just want them getting filled in with colour, to be honest. Just like that. And clean the blender off. Just take off any of the blue. While I'm actually blending this out, it might be a good idea. Let's get my water ready. A little pipette. put a decent sized drop on that and get it activating. Whoops, I put way too much on there. Let's take some off. And get the rest of this blended out. I can hear an Nina. This colour is, colours are blending out so much easier. Oh, it's getting closer. See, this is sometimes where I wish I lived on a main road and then I could look out the window and be nosy. Right, nearly there. Yeah, I'm going to use some of that blue gel pen actually in a couple of different areas. Because why not? So I think that's all the blending. Let's get this blue. Fill in this little jewel. And then we'll do some of the jewels as well. I'm going to do the necklace. And then I'll add a little highlight with the Posca pen once this is completely dry. And then the same with these little pearls as well. I'm still going to use the red. I use the red on the little bubbles. One thing I have missed is her nails there. So I'm going to just fill them in straight up with Scarlet Lake. I'm loving the pops of red. That was such a neat idea. I'm glad that I did that. So I should use a small size 2 brush. Got my watercolour, little dot. Are they dot cards? The dot cards, aren't they? Let me just test that. It needs more water. Making sure it's fully activated, and I'm hoping it's going to pick up some of that lovely glitter. Now I'll start off at the top so I don't put my hand in it, because I've done that before. Oh, it's really nice, this one. I'm sure this is Archie's watercolour. They've got a dog as the mascot, I think, of on the page on Etsy. I bet you I ordered like a mystery bundle or something, because if I ordered a palette I would have remembered the name of it. But that is really nice. I'm not leaving them bubbles like that. I do want to add a white highlight to them. But that's all the bubbles filled in. But I do want to add just a few here and there. I'm being careful that I don't put my hand in the wet paint. Let's add a bit more water to that. I will have to leave this for a little while to completely dry before I even attempt to do anything else. I can't see the glitter, I'll be honest, but maybe that will show up a bit better once it's dried. So I think that'll be enough. So yeah, I'll let this completely dry, and I think the very last steps that I want to do, I want to use this, well I want to go to town really, to be honest, with this white gel pen. And then I think that will be it for this page. So she's all dry now, all dry. I don't know if you'll be able to see, you can see some flickers of glitter, but it's not as, oh there you go, you can see it at the very top of that one there. It's not as like in your face as I thought it might have been. Anyway, on with the Posca pen. And I do want to add some dots here and there as well. So like little highlights on these. And then, you know, just that sort of thing. And then I'm just double checking that it's definitely dry. And maybe some on the headpiece. Just try and do it as random as possible. Let's do some more dots around here. Actually, I'll do some on her face as well. Oh, it goes over the gel pen as well, really good. I'm not going to add a highlight to every single one of these, just a few of them. It's nice, I like it. Maybe some on her lips. Did I just put my hand in that? Maybe some bigger ones. You could always splatter the white paint on as well, but I don't think I want to do that with this picture. I quite like how it's turning out. Pull some in the darker areas because it'll stand out more. Just like that. Now, I'm really happy with how this has turned out, and I can only apologise for how long it has took me to finish it, but I do hope that you like it. And what I'll do after this video, I'll add all of them together, and you can watch it as a time lapse, like a couple of minutes video, because I always find them really fun to watch. But thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.